morning and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. Well, I apologize at the beginning of the show for that little technical snafu. The software I'm using didn't say that we had gone live, but we had actually, looks like we had been live for a good 7 seconds by that point. So my apologies. Sometimes those things happen. Well, today we're going to continue on in Matthew chapter 5. And we're going to look at Matthew chapter 5, verses 31 and 32, which say, "It was also said, whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce. But I say to you that anyone who divorces his wife, except on the ground of unchastity, causes her to commit adultery. And whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery." So very interesting words of Jesus here. So obviously he's speaking about marriage in today's verse. And Jesus feels very strongly about marriage. After all, if you recall in the Garden of Eden, he's the one that actually instituted it, since he's the creator of all things, as Colossians chapter 1 says. But here he cites Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 1. And it was kind of a debate between two prominent Pharisees of the day. The Pharisees' names were Shammai and Hillel. And Shammai required divorce and permitted remarriage only for sexual infidelity. And the other Pharisee, Hillel, permitted divorce for any cause whatsoever. So if your wife burned your food at the end of the night, you could divorce her if you wanted to, if you were that mad at her for burning your pizza. Obviously there was no pizza, it's kind of a joke. But in the next verse, you see that word unchastity. In some translations you read, you may see the word adultery there. Well, the Greek word that's actually used is a word called porneia, where we get our word pornography from. It was a word used in that time for prostitution. But not specifically for prostitution, it was used for prostitution, but its specific meaning was incest. Okay, incest relations. Obviously, we know what incest is. It's when close kin do the sexual deed. Okay, so in that case, the ancient root of that word would mean if there were two people married like that, it wasn't really a marriage. It wasn't a valid marriage. So that's the only way to actually get a divorce, is kind of what Jesus is saying there. Marriage is for life. You just can't go around divorcing your spouse for any reason. So very strong words of Jesus on a very, very sensitive topic. So on that note, Jesus loves marriage. It was his plan for marriage to be a lifelong union between spouses. Now, obviously, there's different exceptions. No one is saying that if your life is in danger that you need to stay. No one's saying that. But that's what Jesus is saying here. Jesus is saying that marriage is a lifelong thing. Stick it out, work on it, be dedicated to each other. So I hope this helps clarify the verse a little bit. Join me tomorrow on the episode of the Daily Bible Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me each and every day. And again, apologize for the little technical snafu at the beginning of the show. If you like the show, please rate it, please share it, and thank you so much for joining me. God bless you guys. Have a great day.